What's good? I've been wanting to do a review because I've had my drone for a little over a month now, and I've actually got to play with it and really give it a feel. So I have a couple things I like and a couple things I don't like. Let's start with things I do like. So I bought the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I wanted to get just the DJI Mini 3, but I actually found the Mini 3 Pro used, and it seemed like a pretty good deal, and the guy like never flew it, so I decided to opt for that. But the main thing that I wanted that for is because it comes, sorry, it's hot out here, is because it comes with this remote right here. Now the other remotes, it's like this, but you like, it has these things and then you put your phone in the middle and you use your phone as the screen. But I knew that I wasn't gonna want to be using my phone and then like if somebody calls or texts me and then I'm like, all right, and I could fly my drone, just fly the drone alone. And yes, this right here is like the main thing that I wanted, and I promise it was the smartest thing I did, because now I can just use this, and then if somebody calls me I can be like, hello, in the middle of flying my drone or whatever. So if you're thinking about getting it and you're on the fence about getting the remote, this is like a must-have. If you get this, then all possibilities are there. But if you don't and you need to, you know, save that extra like 150 bucks, you know, it is what it is. But highly, highly, highly recommended. The next thing I like is the video taking ability. I mean, you put this thing in the air and you fly it, and then you like put it on a, like my laptop, and you look back and it's like, wait, what? It's so amazing to watch. It's crazy. The video taking ability is crazy, and it's really good in low light, which is not low right now, but I have some low light footage that I can insert. There you go. Okay, another dope thing it has is a return to home feature. So as soon as you put it in the air, it has a GPS on it, and it basically marks the location of where you're at. And then wherever you fly to or whatever you do, it comes back to the same spot when you want it to. So you just hit a button that literally says return to home, and then it flies all the way back to wherever you are and lands right where it took off from. That is super clutch, because you don't have to be like, all right, where am I? Hold up, all right, I gotta come back quick. I gotta find where I'm at. I gotta turn it. Like if you're ever in a sticky situation, you literally just hit the button that says return to home, and then you're back home. Okay, here's how the return to home works. Here's the button.
Return to home.
So now we just, that's it. Another thing that's really good is the wind weather endurance. I've put it up in the air when it's been relatively windy, and it doesn't move it at all. I mean, it does this and then it'll like fall to the side, but it'll always go back to that same spot, and it handles the wind really, really well. I've put it up in the air and had situations where I'm like, oh crap. And then even on the screen, it'll warn me like high wind warning, high wind warning. And even with that, the screen here doesn't look phased at all. Like the gimbal on this thing is amazing. Perfection. Another thing I like is the AI options. The AI options are really good. You can set yourself, you can hit yourself on the screen, and once you hit yourself on the screen, you have options of things you could do. Like there's maybe like 5 or 6 shots you can already take. You can take the drone shot where it just goes straight out. You can take one where it goes straight up. You can take one where it goes up and then it takes pictures of you surrounding. You can do one where it turns in, like it goes up and then it turns the world into this little world and you're just like standing on a rock. Those options are fire. You can even walk, right? You can even walk and have it follow you around without like having the remote doing thing. So you can walk and it'll literally just follow you wherever you want to go. It'll circle you. It'll do whatever you want it to do. The AI options on this thing are impeccable. And one of the last things I like is the fact of how small it is. The remote, okay, yeah, obviously you see it's, I mean, it's pretty small. It's kind of small. Yeah, but this thing right here, tiny. Like First off, my phone weighs more than this. And I mean, look. Oh, sorry, I left my tripod at home. So, like, realistically, if I wanted to, it's just the wings are annoying. But if I really wanted to, I could put this thing in my pocket and walk around with it. I mean, obviously the remote is a different story, but I mean, you can't even see that I have it in my pocket. That's how small this thing is. And for it to get the shots that it gets and for it to be this small, I don't even know how technology is this good nowadays. It's crazy. Now, a couple of the things that I dislike about it are the distance. Once you put it up in the air, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's not like they could control this. I mean, it is what it is. But like, if I'm in the city and I'm in between buildings and I put it up in the air, it can't go far at all. I mean, it goes just a little bit far and then the screen starts breaking up, and then it almost, a lot of the time, has to do an automatic return to home, which is also fire. The automatic return to home just, it comes back to you once it loses the signal from the remote. So you don't ever like really lose it. I can take it way far. If I'm in the middle of somewhere where there's no buildings and not a lot of obstructions, this thing can go distance. But if I put it up in the air in between buildings, it's limited big time to like how far it can go, how high it'll go, all these things. Another thing I dislike about it is the battery life, which I know that the battery needs to be this size. The battery being this size makes it this weight so you don't have to get it registered in a lot of countries. But man, this battery, I mean, it don't have long. Like, you put it up in the air, you kind of got to know what you're doing before you put it up in the air. Obviously, I mean, you should do that with pretty much anything. But like, you can't just put this thing up in the air and just fly it around and just have all the fun in the world. You want, like, you kind of got to have a strategy. You kind of got to have a plan, because as soon as you put it up in the air, it has a battery that's just dwindling down, dwindling down. You can get a Fly More, which has like 3 batteries altogether, which is the move. I personally think you just really need like 2 batteries, depending on how much you're really trying to get. But like, 2 batteries is perfect, because once one dies, you can pop it out, put the other one in, and then fly it and get whatever else you needed to get. But if you just have 1 battery and then you don't have like a way to charge it real fast instantly right next to you, you don't have like an outlet if you're out in the wilderness somewhere or anything, it's kind of a wrap. Like, you definitely need 2 batteries if you're not just at home flying this thing. And one of the last things I don't like about it is just like plastic. Like, it's just like this thing. I mean, obviously I know that has the trade-off of the fact that it's really light. So when I first got this thing, I literally crashed it straight into the wall inside of my apartment because I couldn't wait to fly it for whatever reason. But just that little crash, it already has this. But look how small that is. I mean, for the shots that this thing gets, this thing is tiny. If you're on the fence about getting a Mini 3 Pro, I definitely suggest it, especially if you're new to drones. This is my first drone I've ever got, and realistically at this point, I don't think I'd need another one because I just do simple shots. I mean, I'm just getting like shots of me, overhead shots, or like the city view or anything like that. I'm not doing anything that's too technical. I mean, a lot of people do technical. I'm getting like time lapses is like the most I have it in the air. So for what I need, this is beyond perfect. Once I take it to the beach, I'll really get some real good experience with it, because then I can really use the AI and a lot of different type of shots I want to get that I can't get in the city because there's so many buildings, and then it's always like a lot of people, and I don't want to just be like, hey guys, I got a drone. You know, I kind of want to be more like discreet, just to, you know, just kind of mind my own business. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, this is definitely a banger. Definitely something you should get. And I don't know, I don't think I need anything more than this. The only thing that would be better about this is a longer battery life, which you can easily I can just buy a new battery. Thanks for watching my this was my tech review. This is my first, I feel like this was my tech review. Original normal video I'll do tomorrow. I'll be back normal tomorrow. Look at this thing. Fire.